Ever feel like you're always one relationship away from finally being chosen, and it's always someone who can't fully show up? If you keep picking emotionally unavailable partners, it doesn't mean you're bad at love. It usually means your nervous system has learned a specific kind of love. The pattern isn't random, it's familiar. Number 1, intermittent reinforcement is the slot machine of modern dating. When affection and attention arrive unpredictably, one day a flood of messages and the next, silence. Your brain does not just tolerate the uncertainty, it gets hooked on it. That spike of hope when your phone lights up is not just excitement, it is a surge of dopamine in your ventral striatum, the same reward circuit that fires when someone wins the lottery. As Professor Hernandez puts it, the nucleus accumbens lights up as if receiving a jackpot. Studies show that unpredictable rewards, not steady ones, create the strongest cravings. Sometimes peace feels dull when your body is trained for chaos. If you notice anxiety and anticipation feel like chemistry, you are not alone. Neuroscience confirms that variable ratio reward is addictive. You are not chasing them. You are chasing the feeling that maybe, this time, you will finally win. Recognizing this pattern is the first step towards seeing what your nervous system has learned to call love. In second place, childhood attachment templates quietly shape who feels like home, even when home was unpredictable. The way you learn to expect love, whether through steady comfort or anxious waiting, forms an internal map for adult relationships. If closeness once meant uncertainty, your nervous system may now mistake distance for safety and anxiety for attraction. Research shows that people with anxious, preoccupied attachment are far more likely to find themselves drawn to partners who keep them guessing. In fact, over half of women who report a string of unavailable partners show this attachment style on the adult attachment interview. The anxious and avoidant dance begins early. You pursue closeness, they pull away, and the cycle repeats, each step reinforcing your earliest lessons about love. But these are templates, not sentences. Patterns can be named and changed. Your history explains your pull toward unavailability, but it does not define your future. The first step is seeing the loop for what it is, a learned rhythm, not a personal failing. Third on our list, the prove my worth loop turns love into an endless audition. Maya's diary tells a story, 3 relationships in a row, each one stalling when it came time to define what you were. She wrote, "You are not chasing them. You are chasing the feeling of finally earning love. When you are caught in this loop, every interaction becomes a test. If you just try harder, give more, or anticipate their needs perfectly, maybe you will finally be chosen." Unavailable love turns the relationship into an audition. Over time, you may start to abandon your own needs, performing for scraps of affection and mistaking effort for intimacy. This is not a random habit. It is a behavioral echo of early attachment templates, where love felt conditional or just out of reach. In therapy, Maya's breakthrough came when she realized that proving her worth was costing her boundaries. The urge to win someone over is powerful, but it is not the same as being loved for who you are. Number 4, a hidden fear of real intimacy often drives the search for emotionally unavailable partners. When closeness means being truly seen, distance can feel like protection. Chasing can feel safer than receiving. As Dr. Maya Patel explains, people often mistake the physiological rush of uncertainty for love. Your nervous system is wired to treat unpredictability as passion. The HPA axis releases stress hormones, and heart rate variability jumps by 12% during even brief moments of connection. That spike is often mislabeled as chemistry, when it is actually anxiety. If you notice that the chase excites you more than being chosen, you are not alone. Sometimes, peace feels dull when your body is trained for chaos. The urge to pursue keeps you at arm's length from the risk of real vulnerability. In this loop, the chase isn't just about getting close. It is about staying safe by never being fully known. Naming this self-protective pattern is the first step toward choosing partners who meet you with openness, not distance. Number 5. Repetition, compulsion is the invisible force that keeps you circling old pain, hoping for a new ending. You might notice yourself drawn again and again to partners who echo familiar wounds. Distant, unpredictable, just out of reach. It's not nostalgia. It's unfinished emotional business. Ine's text thread tells the story. Long stretches of silence, then a flood of affection. Each cycle pulling her back into the hope that this time it will turn out differently. Even when you consciously want change, your nervous system gravitates toward what it knows. In a year-long psychodynamic therapy cohort, 42% of clients describe repeating the same partner type, despite wishing for something healthier. The urge isn't about masochism or failure. It's your mind's attempt to master what hurt you before. But replaying the past rarely brings closure. The cycle persists until you name it, treat the confusion as data, and begin to set boundaries that protect your future instead of rehearsing your history. Number 6. Weak or guilt-based boundaries keep the cycle alive long after you've spotted the red flags. When your limits are porous, whether from empathy, fear, or cultural pressure, crumbs of affection can drag on for months, even years. Dating apps now offer intent filters that reduce situationships by 15%, but no technology can replace the moment you say no to self-abandonment. Raj's WhatsApp story shows how cultural stoicism and guilt can make boundary setting feel impossible. Compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. If you find yourself absorbing their moods, tolerating ambiguity, or feeling responsible for their comfort at the expense of your own, it is time to pair your empathy with self-protection. Boundaries aren't about being cold. They are about making room for real connection. The right partner won't require you to shrink, chase, or guess. When you honor your limits, you finally step out of the pattern and into self-loyalty. Emotionally unavailable partners aren't villains, but your attraction can still be a warning light. You don't need to become less loving. You need to become more loyal to yourself. What is the earliest sign you now recognize as emotional unavailability?